Reform Sandra Pochin said that the sight of black and brown people in a lot of British adverts drives her mad.
It drives me mad when I see adverts full of black people, full of Asian people, full of, people that basically are anything.
What's wrong with that, Sarah?
White.
What's wrong with that?
Well, it doesn't reflect our society, and I feel that your average white person, average white family is like I agree with you, Stuart, not represented anymore in TV.
There are lots of white people on television, Sarah, are there not? There are lots of white people. There are lots of white men. There are lots of white women.
We're talking about adverts, and how many times do you look at a TV advert and you think there's not a single white person on it?
But are there really a lot of black people in British TV adverts? To make sure I wasn't being biased myself, I went back and randomly watched 10 British TV adverts. There were a few black people in them, and most times they were not even the main character. I also checked several online clothing stores, and the models were overwhelmingly white, with a few mixed race faces sprinkled in, and one or two South Sudanese women here and there.
Kowalski, analysis.
Based on that, I concluded that Sandra Pochin's hostility and hatred of black people have led her to develop selective perception. This means that once you already have a negative attitude towards something or a group of people, your mind will selectively notice and exaggerate whatever confirms that negative view. Selective perception is the reason that if you dislike black people and rap music, your black neighbor's rap music feels too loud, even when it is at the same volume as the classical music you play. It is the reason you think people speaking another language or speaking English with a foreign accent on a train are shouting. Selective perception is the reason you notice two black colleagues standing together at work and assume they are just standing around and wasting time, even though you wouldn't think twice about two white colleagues doing exactly the same thing. It is the reason you believe the black girl at work is always off sick, even though when you actually check the records, she has barely taken any sick days. The one time she was off simply stuck in your mind. It is also the reason a group of black children playing is seen as disruptive and unruly, while white children doing the same thing are seen as simply exploring. Selective perception is how hatred manages to disguise itself as fact. It makes people believe that their feelings are observations, that what they resent is what is real. Sandra is not seeing an actual increase of black people in adverts. She is merely noticing them more intensely because she already hates them. Her anger did not originate from what is on her television. It originated in her own mind, and she then projected it outward as supposed evidence. So what do you think her boss Nigel Farage said about all this? If you are expecting Nigel Farage to take any action against Sandra Pochin, you are delusional.
The words that Sandra Pochin used in response to a caller into talk radio on Saturday morning were without ugly, and taken on their own, could be read to be very, very unpleasant indeed. I am unhappy with what she has done. I can't underestimate that, and she fully knows how I feel. However, it was in the broader context of DEI madness in the advertising industry, something which anybody with half a brain can recognise has been going on since about 2021. So I understand the basic point, but the way she put it, the way she worded it, was wrong and was ugly. And if I thought that the intention behind it was racist, then I would have taken a lot more action than I have to date. And that is because I don't.
First, there is a group of people who genuinely believe you cannot be racist unless you preface every sentence with the N-word. If you are not shouting slurs, they think it doesn't count. Secondly, as I said in an earlier video, reform is not here to fix the economy or the NHS. Reform exists to make the white majority feel that this country still belongs to them, to give them that warm, fuzzy reassurance by discriminating, denigrating, and punching down on minorities. Nigel Farage taking action against Sandra Pochin is not going to do that now, is it?